This is Stephen Evans here of Mindset Matters. I am the proud CEO of Stephen Evans Consulting, LLC. I am hoping that this podcast finds you well, encouraged, blessed, and most of all, finding yourself with the favor of the Lord today. Amen. Also, I want to share with you that I'm coming to you in conjunction with my partners, and that, of course, is Mr. T. McBride. Mr. T. McBride of empoweredbyhope.org, and, of course, Mr. Alex, our technical advisor, the one who is primarily responsible for bringing this information to you today. Of course, to Mr. McBride and to Mr. Alex, you already know, brother, forget about it. I love you, and I thank you for that. To those who are joining me today on Mindset Matters, the podcast Mindset Matters, wow. I have some information for you today. For those who are just joining me for the first time, of course, I come to you with many, many years of education as a turnaround administrator, primarily in urban and rural cities, schools that are going through some major transitions in a failing status, sometimes slated to be closed. And of course, I'm very thankful that we were able to get those programs turned around, five of them. So as I come to you today, this information has been taken from many of the notes that I have kept, documented over the years. And I'm bringing sort of a historic perspective on some things that I had shared with our staff over the many years in efforts to better empower their leadership, because we had some tough jobs. And for any staff member who is listening to this today, and I'm sending this information out always, words cannot thank you enough for working with me, for allowing me to work with you in the transitions of those several programs. And I'd have to say, and this is, again, my story, I had an opportunity, yes, I got credit for changing 5 schools, and we did some miraculous work. But this could not have been possible without the people that I was so blessed to be in working in conjunction with. The people that I had a chance to work with, these are the people that if it was 4th down and 1, and this is for the game, these are the people that you want in the game with you. If it's 4th down and 1, these are the people that you want on the field. These are the people that you want on the field. So again, to all those staff members who may be receiving this today, again, words cannot really tell you my gratitude for the time that we shared together. It was the best time of my life. One of the things that I found in my notes that I shared with them, I always seen myself as a leader in that way that I wanted to coach them up. I wanted to get them ready for the game, to let them know what was coming their way. Things that we need to be prepared for. And I found in my notes a discussion that we had during one of our staff meetings. And the topic that I had to share on this Forgiving Day was the word of genealogy. Wow, I remember those days. The word of genealogy. For those of you right now who are listening, I hope that you have something in your hand. If not, of course, you'll be able to go back and listen to this message, this sharing again. But the word that I'm sharing and discussing with you today is genealogy. Now, for you to get the real understanding of this, there was 2 other podcasts that I released, which was released, that was called Shadow Work. I'm not going to take time to go into that today. I want to be respectful of our time today, and I want to give you the information. But again, these all of my podcasts are short podcasts. You know, it's only taking me 20, 25 minutes, and I'm out of here. please go to our website. I would love to come to your place. I would love for T. McBride, I'd love for Mr. Alex to come to your place so that we can give you a full understanding, a full outpouring of what this means, how this affects, how this affects your clientele. So please visit our website. If you find this to be good information, which I think you would, please be mindful that we are ready to come to your place and give you a more in-depth understanding, a more in-depth discussion about this. But again, my topic for the day is genealogy. And if I was standing before you today, I would probably ask you, you better hold on. You better hold on for this one. You better hold on. I would probably ask you to please turn to someone sitting to your left and to your right, and I want you to look at them in the eye. And I don't want you to give, if you were sitting there, I would say to you, don't give an answer to this, but the question is that I want you to ponder over today is, what is your genealogy? What is your genealogy? Where did you come from? What is your generation? Where did you come from? What was poured into you? What was poured into you? And that pouring into you, how was it affecting you? What is your genealogy? In order for me to get this to you the way that I want to get it to you, and I'm going to be moving really fast, and I pray right now that this is well received. And as I always say to you, please hear this. As I speak to you, I'm speaking to myself. Everything that I'm saying to you right now, I'm saying to myself today. And I also want to share with you, as I said in podcasts before, please do not turn away from information that is good if it's good. And please, because I may reference my biblical reference, you know I like to read my word, but if the word is good, the word is good, whether it's in the worldly version of it or maybe in the biblical version of this. But if the information is good, please don't turn away from this. Don't harden your heart to this. Don't harden your heart to this. Don't harden your heart. Put it in your repertoire, and as you need this, as you move on your way, be able to pull this out as a resource. Amen? But as we start today, I want to start by giving you a biblical version of what genealogy is. By definition of the biblical word, genealogy is an official historical record of your family lineage. It is a historic reference of your family lineage. That genealogy is the tracing of your descendants, the people by which you came from. Did you get that? I'm going to say that one more time. It is the official and historic record of your family lineage used to establish identity. It is a trace. It is a definition of your descendants. This is who you are. This is what you came from. This is who you are. This is where you came from. This is who made you. This is who you are. This is where you came from. This is what made you. Sometimes we hear people say jokingly or in condemnation, they're just like your family. He just like his mother. He just like his father. When you hear people say that, they're speaking of your genealogy. If I give you a worldly definition of genealogy, it is the shaping of one's culture. It is the shaping of one's culture. It is the family lineage, the core of the tracing of your family. If you Google that word, you will find that it talks about the tracing of your family lineage. It's a signature. It describes your personal practices. These are things that you have learned. These are things that have poured into you. Wow. Wow. Now, I'm going to move real fast. I want you to get this one. Some of us have come from some real good genealogy. Some of us have come from some real good genealogy. And I'm going to believe from a sociological perspective, global, that the vast majority have come from some good genealogy. We've come from some good genealogy. Some people have done their best to pour some good things into us. And you can see it every single day in our social system. And there's a vast majority of that pouring into this good stuff in our social system, that there has been a number of people who have overcome your genealogy. I'm going to get into that more in just a minute. And then there's the other side of the coin, by which our genealogy has affected us to the point where we perpetuate that. We are the same thing that we came from. Then there's the third side of that, where even though we came from good genealogy, somehow we have fallen into a false worldly view. A shadow work has taken place. A subliminal conversation has taken place. And we're falling short of who we are. That's the third side of it. Because of the shadow work and subliminal side of things, we have fallen short for who we are. Okay, Steve, that's pretty deep stuff to do. What do you mean by that? We've come from families that were so blessed to have a good mother and a good father, exposing good things to us. They've overcome some of their genealogy, and they fixed some things to make things better for their family. They understood their genealogy, and they understand the wrongness of their ways, and they have attempted to fix that. And as a result of that, they committed themselves to a living sacrifice, and they tried to do better to make a good life for you. Good genealogy. And then there's others of us who have experienced some things that we never should have experienced. We've come from situations that we never should have been a part of. And as a result of that, it is now affecting our genealogy. Evans, you said a lot. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I'm going to flip the coin several times. There's genealogy, where the institute of marriage was recognized. And the parents had the understanding of whatever I got to do, whatever killing of the flesh I've got to do to make sure my family is taken care of, I'm going to do that. I understand the importance of finance. I understand the importance of education. I understand the importance of taking care of my children. I understand the importance of having a good job. I understand the importance of that. I understand the importance of saying that I love you. I understand the importance of making school that you get to school every single day. I understand the importance of this. I understand the importance of this, and I'm working to ensure that that's done. Then on the other side of that, I've come from a situation of drugs and alcohol. I've come from a situation of physical, psychological, and emotional abuse. I've come from a situation by which education was not important. I've come from a situation where we just spend frivolously. We don't save for nothing. We just spend left and right. I've come from a situation of going without. I've come from a situation of love of money. And that love of money is so bad that I'll do wrong by people. I've come from a situation of envy, of greed, of jealousy, envy. And as a result of that, and then there's that triangular effect. That triangular effect of those individuals inside of that relationship who came from either a positive situation, a negative information, and then they see where they are and they attempt to fix that. I hope that you're getting this. There was an author called the Bowen, Bowen, Family Systems Theory of the Triangle. I'm going to say that again. There was an author of the Bowen, Bowen, Family Systems Triangle of Family Genealogy. And that triangle effect, it speaks about the two people in a relationship that they experience conflict. And what that means is that I came into this relationship, and yes, I was a part of it. I was a part of your racist mindset. My family never liked black people. My family never liked white people. My family never liked education. My family never liked the understanding of the purpose of family values, money, education, etc. My family came from a place of dysfunction. My family came from disorder. My family. Yes, we both came to that and we came together. But there was some part in our relationship where I said, it doesn't have to be like this. And now, as a result of my coming into knowledge, I have caused a paradoxical shift in our relationship. I've caused a shift. I used to go along with this. I was thinking in a childish way, not understanding what I was doing, but something changed in me. There was some shadow work being done on me. There was some shadow work. I saw what some people was doing. There were some subliminal words that were said to me. I saw what some people was doing, and now I want to get a little bit better. I think that we can have better for myself, and as a result of that, there is a mechanized shift in our relationship whereby a person is starting to change their mindset. The second part of that triangle is the dynamic role, whereby maybe there's a third party that's now involved. First, it was just me and you, and I'm trying to navigate that. I'm trying to navigate that. But now I've got a third party that's involved. Maybe it's an outside source counseling. Maybe an offspring came into the picture, and now I realize through the counseling sessions are the result of the new person coming into my relationship, my baby, that I realize the effect that I am having on them. Someone brought some light to me, and I don't feel like this anymore. We got to do a little bit better than this. And as a result of that, there is a dynamic role change. Even though now that I was thinking about this, now that there's a third party, the counselor has said some things to me that I know that this has got to get better, or my little baby has come into this, and I say, I can't be a part of this anymore. And as a result of that, there is a dynamic role change. There's a dynamic role change. Maybe I was struggling with this, how to get this shifted, but now that I got this little baby into this, and now my little baby that's in my life, my little baby tells me, Mom, Dad, I don't want you fighting anymore. Mom, Dad, don't fight with her anymore. Mom, don't say that. Dad, don't say that. You know, I don't want to live in the conditions like this anymore. And as a result of the things that were said, there's a dynamic shift change in our roles. One person heard this, and as a result, it's dynamic shift change. And the third part of this is impact. That triangle, mechanism, dynamic, now is impact. Well, the third person has become stronger. They have become stronger. And as a result of that, they are seeking for a stabilization in the relationship. They're looking for a long-term solution. They're looking for a long-term solution. I can't be a part of this anymore. What you're saying and what you're doing is not right. I can't be a part of this anymore. I'm in an impact stage. I'm getting ready to do something about this. I'm not going to try to be dynamic role. I'm not going to try to fix this. You know, I'm getting ready to do something about this. I'm getting ready to do something about this.